Many rumors are flying around as the SEC Ripple court case nears its conclusion. Many believe XRP will win, while others believe a settlement will be reached. Recently, there has been speculation that the government will confiscate XRP.
Stay tuned.
XRP cannot be confiscated and shut down by the government. A few days after Valhill Capital's managing director, Jimmy Valley, spoke in an interview about what XRP might be worth now if not for the SEC's prosecution, a new wave of discussion about government buyback or confiscation of XRP tokens emerged. He suggested once more that the cryptocurrency could be repurchased if the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, is defeated in court. Later in the video, we will talk about the SEC Ripple lawsuit, so stay with us. Many members of the XRP community are skeptical of such assumptions. Ripple's former director of developer relations, Matt Hamilton, for example, believes Valley's claims are complete fantasy, a logically impossible scenario. He did note, however, that even if an XRP buyback occurred, the price could not be considered fair value because the second is determined solely by market laws. Hamilton questioned what prevents the government from simply purchasing the tokens from the market when commenting on the possibility that the buyback would occur to make XRP the new government currency. Hamilton argued that there are numerous flaws in this thinking, both economically and technically. He linked the buyback situation to one specific argument people are making that the US Gov confiscated gold in the 1930s. They could do the same with XRP. He stated that there are numerous reasons why this argument is illogical. He provided an analogy to help discuss the argument by bringing up a disease scenario, stating that imagine if there was a disease in the 1930s that killed off all the horses. Then today, a slew of people argue that the same disease could wipe out all of the cars. This argument is illogical in many ways, in that horses have blood, skin, bones, and muscles, while cars are made of metal, rubber, and electricity. The same thing applies to XRP and gold. Gold is a physical object in metal, while XRP is a digital currency or coin. This argument actually holds because something that happened to gold several years back, when the internet wasn't a thing, let alone blockchain, cannot happen to a digital asset now because it involves the same government institution. He went on to say that just because a disease could kill horses when there were no cars back then doesn't mean it can kill cars now that there are cars. One is biological, the other is mechanical, and their properties differ. A car will not be killed by a horse disease. Similarly, gold and digital assets such as XRP are not the same, not only in their characteristics, but also in the time and environment in which these events occurred. We provide free educational and data-driven analysis of what is going on in the crypto ecosystem, which can help you take your trading to the next level. To ensure that you do not miss any of these videos, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. Gold must be mined from the ground, and no individual can create new gold. He also claimed that in the 1930s, if someone wanted to sell gold, they had to physically take it somewhere to sell it. In seconds, digital assets such as XRP can be moved and sold anywhere in the world. Digital assets such as XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum have no intrinsic value. They are simply numbers and codes stored on computers. Their worth is determined by what we attribute to them.
Is thinking about the value of the token versus the underlying platform or project. The value of the token
transact them among themselves. Later in the video, we will talk about how decentralized blockchain can be a factor for the inability of the government confiscation. Before we get into the 3 reasons why the government cannot confiscate XRP, let us first take a look at the Ripple SEC case. Ripple and its native XRP cryptocurrency have struggled under the weight of SEC allegations since the SEC labeled Ripple an unregistered security before launching action in early 2021. Before the SEC made its intentions known on December 22, 2020, SEC charges Ripple and 2 executives with conducting $1.3 billion unregistered securities offering. XRP was looking strong. Within 24 hours, XRP had dropped by nearly 73%. Surprisingly, the price of XRP has held up well in the face of the situation. The SEC filed a complaint in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York against Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen, alleging that Ripple and its executives sold $1.3 billion in XRP from 2013 to 2020, constituting an ongoing unregistered offering of securities. According to SEC officials, the 7 years that XRP was operating were a violation of Section 5 of the 1933 Securities Act. To the reasons why the government cannot seize XRP, Hamilton first stated that XRP exists on a decentralized blockchain and that it can only be seized under the duress of key holders. Blockchains use a technology known as distributed ledger technology to store data, DLT. The term distributed ledger technology refers to a variety of different systems, including blockchains. Blockchains can record and store data using DLT without the need for a third party. There is also no centralized authority controlling distributed ledgers, making them far less vulnerable to corruption and confiscation. A blockchain's data is shared with multiple users, known as nodes, who can access and view the data at any time. This maintains the transparency of blockchain networks. You cannot simply seize something that has holders across the world, and they are not even holding it physically, but on a technology with no government power. It is impossible and cannot be done. Secondly, he stated that if the U.S. government wants to use all of the XRP, it could easily create its own cryptocurrency, or CBDC, and use that. Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC, is a central bank's digital liability that is widely available to the general public. Federal Reserve notes that physical currency is the only type of central bank money available to the general public in the United States today. A CBDC, like existing forms of money, would allow the general public to make digital payments. However, as a Federal Reserve liability, a CBDC would be the safest digital asset available to the general public, with no credit or liquidity risk. Finally, he stated that if the U.S. government wants to seize all of the XRP in order to prevent others from using it, that act destroys any value or utility in it. The remaining participants either ignore them or fork XRP 2.0. Forking occurs when groups of miners and developers cannot agree on blockchain network updates. As a result, one group follows the same rules, while the other splits and creates a new blockchain with updated software. However, there is no need for a massive schism that splits the original entity in half. Instead, the forking developers simply change course, create a new name, and continue as they see fit, while the original token remains unchanged. To sum it all up, there are many speculations in the crypto ecosystem that XRP can be confiscated by the US government, but this is impossible because XRP is not a physical object and is stored on a decentralized blockchain. As XRP gains popularity among cryptocurrency investors, the Shiba Inu community is working hard to bring utility to the SHIB ecosystem. We have explained what ShibaSwap by the Shiba Inu ecosystem is and how it works in the recommended video that appears on your screen, so please do well to check them out.